Andrew.
I still have my mints in. I still have my mints.
Let me do my best, Andrew.
I don't put my tongue out like that much. Yeah, that's more me.
Doing my best, Andrew.
I would never.
You
do that,
should
Clay.
start a restaurant, though.
I should. Oh, see,
Yes.
you sat down. You said we should start a restaurant.
No,
and now it's I should start a restaurant.
I didn't say we. I said you should
Okay,
start
well,
a
I
restaurant.
heard we, but that's not on
You
record.
should
so.
start a restaurant.
Why do you say that to me?
Because you'd be great at walking around it.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
sure. I could be a
how's your
restaurant.
meal?
I could be a restaurant owner. Because
Yes.
especially I've learned from the best. Shout out to Jay Desiderio, who gave me a bunch of money for acting, but he owns a restaurant. This guy's the quintessential restaurant owner. So if I could learn from him,
What restaurants does he own?
he owns a place called Bobby J's
Okay.
and the Desiderio dinner theater.
Okay.
You know,
All right.
but yeah, that's not even that's. I could do that part, but
Yeah.
that's not the job, man. The job is like,
Yeah, it would
how
be
many
if you owned a restaurant.
how many things we need catch
you
up.
do business all wrong, Andy.
Okay,
You do business all wrong. This is great. This. I'm going to open up your world to business.
please explain business
Okay.
to me.
You have an idea. You start that idea
So far,
with
I'm
some
with
money,
you. Okay,
and then you just pay other people to. Like you should open a restaurant, and yeah, you be the owner, but you have staff. You don't have to. You don't. I mean, you get your elbows dirty sometimes if the busboy calls in sick or the dishwasher misses the bus type scenario. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
But you have a manager, and they do all that. They do what you're talking about. They cook the books.
Okay,
You got an accountant.
yeah.
They cook a different set of books,
Mhm.
and then you got a chef, and then
And they're cooking books, and it's a book restaurant. You read it,
Everybody's
you eat
cooking
it.
books.
That's the rule.
But your mistake is thinking that in opening a restaurant you would have to do
every
the
job.
restaurant. Yeah, you
I'm
don't have
running
to
back.
yeah, you don't have to do anything. I mean, you got to have the money to start said restaurant.
Okay,
But there you go. I'll give you a loan if you start a restaurant. But I want my name on it.
you want your name on it.
Somewhere.
Okay.
Like on a wall. I want a mural.
You want a mural?
Yes.
No, you want a framed picture.
No.
You want a mural. You want like
On the side of the
cherubs
building
with your
On the
face.
side of a building, I want a mural of
like you're
something
George
cool.
Floyd, like you died
No. Like something cool.
in memoriam.
And then like my face is just on one of the people in the mural, like it's my face, you know what I mean? And people when they come to dinner at your restaurant, they take pictures in front of it like, oh, night out at Andy's restaurant. And then they picture
Not a
in front of
bad
the mural
name. Not a
with
bad
my-
name. Andy's restaurant.
Horrible name. Do not
Andy's
name
Place.
Restaurant.
Andy's
I
Place.
would call it.
McDonald's.
No. What kind of food would you like to serve?
It's a good question.
Would it be? Are we talking upscale? Are we talking casual dining? Are we
Mhm.
talking
Right. What are the details?
Jack Astro's, Johnny Rockets, 90s style, 80s style diner?
No, I don't want it to be like
yeah,
a
good.
theme.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure.
What kind of restaurant would it be? I want it to be. Geez, now you're making me think about this. This isn't even.
Yeah,
I don't even want to
This
do
is
this.
business. Why?
Because
It's such a good. You'd be so good at.
I know I could. I know I could do that part. Listen, me walking around V-neck with a sports jacket over it. Come on,
Yes.
it's a done deal. We know that, Matthew. But there's so
Shave your
much
head,
other
too.
stuff. Okay, that'll come. Not initially.
Okay.
That'll definitely happen though.
Once you get a few
because
too many
there has to
complaints
be
that there's a few front puffs in their food.
no.
And then you're like, I got to take the front puff straight out.
There's
of the
a whole.
equation.
There's an entire pompadour in my tuna salad. No,
Nah, don't serve tuna salad. That's.
I'm not serving tuna
Well,
salad.
what are you gonna serve?
I don't know, Matthew. I don't want it to be. I initially, of course, I'm going to Italian food right away. That's where my head is at. But I love Italian food so much that I don't want to serve it necessarily. You know what I mean?
No.
Because I like
Again, you wouldn't be serving it. Your restaurant would be serving.
I
it.
wouldn't want to serve it at my restaurant.
So would you do?
Because I enjoy it so much. I don't want that to be my work. You know, and
It
I
would
like
really only
going to it.
kind of
I
be
like
your
go,
work.
but I like
And
going
you
to
could,
another
and
place
you could
to
have
get a
your own
chicken parm.
table that's always empty except
Obviously,
for when you want to eat.
yes, obviously I have my own table and spot. Like the owner part, I have down without a doubt, but everything else, I'm not good at. I can't do. I don't know. I wouldn't know how to do any of it. Like anything.
You suck at business because
I
remember I
do
just
suck at
told you
business.
you don't need to do any of it.
Right, but I don't even and I don't even know how to not do it though. That's how bad at business I am.
And we put the hands of this company in you.
Yep. Big mistake.
Yeah, massive apparently.
I don't know. I'd want it to be a place. I mean, what other kind of food is there except Italian food?
There's American cuisine. There's Asian fusion.
Oh, that could be fun. That could be a lot of fun.
It seems like an interesting avenue for you to get into.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
But like any type of like upscale restaurant, you could just do like you could.
Like a bistro type place.
Yeah, a bistro.
I'd
You
like
could
a
have
bistro.
steaks and seafoods and burgers and
Yeah.
some pastas and
Yeah.
some specials.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
A bistro.
Yeah.
Andy's Bistro. AB. ABC.
ABs.
AB's. Applebee's. Perfect.
ABCs.
ABC's.
Andrew's Bistro Kitchen.
Candidate.
But you spell kitchen with a C, and that's the twist.
And that's the twist, baby. ABC's, because kitchen.
Starts with a K.
Because kitchen starts with a C. Because every...
No, see, you're thinking too much about a slogan. If you're
Yeah.
going to be a bistro, you don't have a slogan. You know what I mean? Bistros
No,
don't
I
have
know.
slogans.
But I would have a
Friendly's
slogan.
has a slogan.
I would have a slogan that I would just know
TGI
personally.
Fridays has a slogan.
And we can't compete with those guys.
No, you don't want to be those guys.
I can't put butter on a hot dog and charge $4.
I really think you should consider starting a restaurant. I think it would change your life.
I think, look,
Think about how much money that restaurant would make.
I think I'd love it. I love being around restaurants. I like
You should
being
then
around
buy
food
an
service,
existing
like
restaurant.
stuff. That
Buy a
also
restaurant that
seems-
always exists, that already exists, that's
That's-
successful. I don't know why they'd want to sell it, but be like, hey,
Right.
let me take this
Maybe
off your
somebody's
hands.
just trying to get, just sleepy, got no kids, got to move the business. I don't know, man.
You should start a restaurant. What would your next best business aspiration be? Starting a media company? Because we already did that.
Right, check that off the box. I feel like really the only thing that I could be qualified for is fuck.
I have a friend who's always wanted to run a carnival. Not a carnival, but like an amusement park.
Mm-hmm.
So you could start an amusement park. I've got the perfect manager for you.
I would hate to do that.
Okay, then don't do that.
So many safety things and
All right, then what
the
else?
type of clientele.
You got nothing? You got no dreams, no aspirations?
Well, I feel like I don't know, dreams, aspirations.
All right.
I don't know. I don't give a damn. I just want to jam.
Start a guitar shop. People can
Ugh.
jam all day. Yeah, you should
Disgusting.
not do that.
No way.
Start. You could have live music at your restaurant, and then you could let people jam.
That could be cool.
You need an outdoor patio to do that, though. I hate indoor live music.
It's just nothing. Yeah, it's just that.
It's too
everything's
loud.
wrong. It's too
There's
loud.
no way to ever
a lot
get
of
quiet
problems.
enough.
A lot of
Yeah.
problems.
Restaurant. You should start a restaurant. The
All right, I'll think.
Shane Gillis
SNL.
couple of beers skit
Oh yeah.
is the funniest SNL skit
No
to
kidding.
ever be created.
I've heard that people are. There's a contingent of folks out there who are saying this is the best sketch in at least the last decade. One of
Dude,
the all-timers.
It is fucking hysterical. You don't agree?
I think it's really good. I think it's really funny.
It's very
But honestly, I'm gonna go with the people on this. I'm gonna say
you
they're
want to
right.
know why? Because it ropes in a group of people that I don't think are SNL fans at this point in time.
Oh sure.
Because of the PC culture that took over SNL a little bit.
Which I will say, this season I don't is not as much.
Yes, I know, but that's what I mean. And then a sketch like this helps.
Sure.
Is going to help rope those people back. Hey,
And that's
maybe
the trick of the
SNL's
show.
figured it out.
Secret of the show.
Dude. Because that sketch is funny. And, again, it's like very, I don't know how to say this without sounding corny. Like, it's very, it's like he becomes an alcoholic and, like, thinks that's going to figure out his life. But, dude, there's so many funny parts when he's just like, couple of beers. Like, and it's set up so perfectly like a pharmaceutical drug commercial.
Yeah. The look of the tall boy.
Yes.
That I do love.
Yeah. It's very funny. For anybody who hasn't seen it, go check it out.
I think a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah.
For sure.
But it is funny.
It was good. Good episode.
He hosted again, or he just went?
Hmm?
Yeah. Didn't know that.
Speaking of recent SNL hosts, Timmy Chalamet did not win the Academy Award for Bob Dylan.
Yeah, I heard about it. But I did talk to somebody today, actually, that watched the movie last night. And they...
The Dylan movie?
Yeah. And they liked it. And they're not a Bob Dylan fan either. But they said he did a very good job because Bob... I don't know much about Bob Dylan, but they were like, the whole thing about Bob Dylan was he was so controversial because some people think he's the greatest of all time. Some people thought he stunk.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're watching the movie, Timmy C does a great Bob Dylan. Like, he isn't like a really... Like, if you don't like Dylan's voice, you're going to think he sounds bad in the movie. But if you do like Dylan's voice, you're going to think he sounds really good in the movie.
Yeah. I can't wait to
So I've
watch
been
it.
told.
I think I'm going to watch it this weekend. I'm so excited. But I feel, God, I wish he had won.
I got a few things.
And his speech would have been, I didn't watch the Oscars. Emily was giving me the full lowdown. Our red carpet correspondent, Emily Sando, boots on the ground.
Correspondent?
Yeah.
I didn't even know the Oscars happened.
They did on Sunday. And Adrian Brody won.
Don't know who
Longest.
that is.
You probably recognize him. He's a recognizable guy. Angels in the
Ooh.
outfield.
I know Macaulay Culkin's brother won one.
He did win. Yep.
So
Shout out to
I
Kieran.
did know the Oscars happened.
Macaulay Culkin and Brenda Song. You know they're married. You know Brenda Song, London Tipton.
Yeah.
From Sweet.
Did not know they're married.
They're married. They have, I think, 2 kids.
Hysterical.
They
Is
are.
she taller than him?
I don't know. She
Not
might
in a
be,
mean
but
way, but she's got to be like bigger than him. Like,
I
not
don't
that she's
think so.
fat.
I think they're pretty close.
Like,
to
I'm
the
not,
same
she's not fat
height.
at all. But no, he's like I just picture him as the scrawniest little.
You're
fuck
thinking.
of all
You're
time.
thinking of like 2013 Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, and I don't like it.
Well, he
He's
doesn't look like that anymore.
He like I picture him as how the people in the office looked at Gabe.
yeah,
Like
right,
a
right,
skeleton type.
Oh, that's Brenda. Well, this is gonna take a million fucking years to load, anyways. But Brenda Song and Macaulay Culkin are slowly becoming my favorite Hollywood couple. Oh, see, he's taller than her.
Oh.
There's one of their kids. God damn, dude, would you ever give your baby a mohawk?
Sure.
I would
My baby
never
wants
do
them.
that.
I love people that give their babies wicked mullets.
that
Like
shit.
Joe Dirt style mullets.
Right. It does crack me up,
I
but
love it.
I'm also
Like,
like
just shave everything except for the back of their head. Macaulay Culkin, you know what it is?
child abuse.
I got something to say. It's not nice.
About Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
He's got a bit of an eye thing. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say something way worse than that.
No, I don't mean to be mean to the guy though, but like something about see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, his eyes are a little different.
Yeah, he's got an eye thing that just
It bothers you?
Is that him? Macaulay Culkin in the Today Show.
This is all him. We're
Look
here.
how little he looks.
Well, man, do you not understand
But
how
that's how I
perspective
picture. But that's how I picture
But
him.
he's further away from the camera than
But I
she
picture
is.
him looking like that. He's turned out all right.
Yeah, he did, man.
Yeah.
He really did. And we were all rooting for him. And I think he was people talked a lot of shit about him for a while. There were all kinds of crazy rumors. He was married to, what's her name? Mila Kunis.
Yeah, dude.
When they were like
having
18?
pretty hot wives.
Well, I think he's just a cool dude. I think he's just like a nice, charismatic guy.
Have you ever seen a cool dude do this? Because I haven't.
Okay, well, he was a child when that went down.
It doesn't matter.
And it made his career. I don't have a problem with that.
I
Have I ever
know
seen
that
cool
people
guy?
listening
I
to
don't know.
know exactly what I just did.
Yeah, you could hear it. You
Yeah.
could hear it. But I love
No cool
these
dude's
guys.
ever done
Macaulay
that.
Culkin, you know, he said he cried when his brother won the Academy Award. I'll probably cry when you win yours.
I don't plan on winning one.
That's exactly why he won.
I boycott the Oscars. I wouldn't show.
No, I mean,
I'd have
We do-
somebody else go up and accept the award on my behalf.
no, I would have somebody go up and accept the award on behalf of Shasheen Littlefeather.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do some shit
But
like
I would
that.
have, yeah.
But I would make it funny.
Right.
Like I would have somebody go up and accept the award on behalf of like
It'd be good if
Dr. Lita.
oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Like somebody completely unexpected. Like my 5th grade teacher. Like
Right.
you know what I mean? Like but I wouldn't say like this was their 5th grade teacher. I would just like
Yeah, be like,
yeah.
I dedicate this award to.
Oh, I would have somebody else go up there and dedicate
Right.
it on my behalf to that person. Yeah.
I think that'll work. I think that'll be good, and I look forward to it.
All right, so that's talking Oscars.
That's Oscar and Oscars, baby. Timmy Chalamet. He'll have another shot. Obviously.
sure.
He's going to win an
For
Academy
sure.
Award. Folks, if you're like me, you got a lot of stuff on your plate, okay? And the last thing that you want to do is spend time in the grocery store, filling up your cart, wandering through those aisles. Oh, where's the peanut butter? Where's the Oreos? Where's all this other stuff? And oh, my God. And then the other people at the grocery store. Nobody looks each other in the eyes. Everybody's running into each other with their carts. It's the worst. The good news is you can avoid all of that when you use Instacart, because with Instacart, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. But the best part is right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Start making things easier on yourself. Start getting things delivered. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. Make things easier on yourself and use Instacart today. Listen, we've all been seeing how hard you've been working lately, all right? You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, all right? And we think that it's time maybe you do something a little nice just for you, okay? And perhaps a great place to start is to check out snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com for all the top-notch quality merch that is going to make you look good and make you feel good. And we got all kinds of stuff there, not just the Tri-Blend t-shirts, which are incredible, long sleeves and hoodies and all that, but we've got bucket hats, baseball hats, slides, notebooks, pint glasses, mugs, whatever it is you need. Top quality, by the way, okay? Not the brands that you get from other shows or organizations and that feel chintzy, for lack of a better word, or they're stale and they don't fit right and they shrink in the wash. None of that, okay? But don't take my word for it. Check it all out yourself by hitting the link in this episode description or going and taking a look at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching tens of thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Podcasting it's here to stay as far as a pillar of entertainment and media. You've got things like television and radio that are a little more traditional, but those aren't places that advertisers, I think, are getting as much bang for their buck as they used to, which is why you see companies like McDonald's and State Farm and Nissan and massive companies that are doing ads on the Super Bowl and things like this. Just these massive companies with these massive ad budgets. They're all moving into the podcasting space, and there's a lot of good reasons for that. And it's cool to see companies of that size, move away from that, kind of legacy media into something a little new, a little more relevant. The problem is it hasn't really left any room for smaller or even local businesses to get in on that action to see what podcast advertising is really about and how it can benefit a business. But that's what we are here for. That's what we're all about. So again, if you're interested in learning more about all the benefits of podcast advertising, hit us up, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
While we're on movies,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Did I talk about Zero Day last week?
I don't think so.
I talked about Fool Me Once.
You talked about something.
Dude, Zero Day, another new Netflix limited series. Unreal.
Uh-huh.
With Bobby De Niro.
Oh, okay.
Robert De Niro.
You know, I love a limited series.
Former president of the United States in the series. It's like a
Obama?
No, Robert De Niro is.
Oh, is playing a former president.
Yeah.
Cool. It's like a designated survivor type thing.
Kind of.
Damn.
Yeah. I mean, not exactly to that extent.
Yeah.
But it's like yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. There's it's like an attack on the U.S. thing. He's a former president and a current president.
Is that commish?
No, in commish.
Oh.
Needs a hand. Shit gets crazy. But I'm going to talk about it anyway. Spoiler, semi-spoiler. This is not really a spoiler alert. But there's this thing in the show called Proteus. And it was a weapon designed by the CIA that is illegal per the Geneva Convention or something along those lines.
Yep.
So it was like top
secret. It's a biochemical
secret.
Weapon?
It's a neurological weapon. And they don't really talk about it, honestly, that much in the show, other than the fact that, like, it can be used on a specific person, and it, like, makes you go crazy, essentially.
Yeah.
Like it,
like the Prince song.
They kind of say that it, like, acts as if, it makes your brain act as if, like, you've had a traumatic brain injury of some sorts. And, like, you'll hear music. But they can kind of use it to, like, pump stuff
Up
into your brain.
Oh.
Like, dude, but it's crazy. And it got me thinking. Because I've long said that, like, one of my biggest fears is going crazy.
Of course.
And, dude, watching this show when they're talking about that shit really fucked me up. Because if that's a real thing, I want no part of it.
Well, there's a lot of...
I bet you the aliens can do that shit. They're
What,
probably
make
already
you go
doing
crazy?
it to us. Yeah, they're probably
Alright.
already pumping our shit full of stuff just for when they swoop in and steal all our women and children. Yeah.
Seems like a weird thing to go for first.
They would enslave us.
Right. For what purpose? Who can say? Who can guess? Something with the natural resources? Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah, like they're probably like, hey, we have so much technology, we don't need to do stupid shit, but we do want, like, fresh corn on the cob, and we don't know how to do that.
We don't know how to do corn on the cob.
Yeah.
That I can see. I
Like,
mean,
we
corn
would
on
be
the
their
cob's
house
pretty
elves.
goddamn good.
Like, we would work in little tunnels below Hogwarts, and, like, it would be a kitchen down there.
Okay.
And we'd be directly below the Great Hall, and then we could just throw food up through the tape. They would give us the technology to teleport the food from below to above, but we would have to cook the food.
There was so
And again,
many-
this is why you should get into the restaurant
Oh.
business, because then you'd be so useful to aliens.
Interesting. So you're saying, let's consider this for a minute. Aliens are coming down, whatever the scenario may be. What is the job in human history? What is the human job that is most valuable to them?
This is a good question.
I mean, I don't know if there really is one. Because if you, I mean,
I don't think
guess
it's
you gotta
anything
think
technology
about-
based.
No, exactly. What? Maybe it's like
Not very corporate. It's got to be. It might be like mechanical based, like working on stuff.
I don't think it'd be that.
What do you think it would be? Like, I don't think it would be anything white collar.
Yeah, I think honestly it might just be
The
like
service industry.
I have no idea. I mean, I kind of want to say like a manual labor type thing.
Well, that's
But-
yeah, something blue collar.
But I mean, can't you imagine you'd want like to have a robot or something do that sort of thing? Because from my perspective, like, yeah, sure, you can like enslave humanity.
Here's the thing. They might already know, depending on when their world was created, they might have already. The reason that they might have had to leave their world to come to ours is because they had the same thought, like, dude, we should have robots do everything, and then the robots took over their world, and the rest of the aliens had to flee.
Robots only take over if you let them.
Yeah, but well,
And
that's what you think, but
is
maybe
what I
there's really
think.
no controlling the evolution of the robot.
to a certain extent.
They come in and they're like, dude, we got to take out Musk because he's starting all this AI. He's pumping this AI stuff out. I'll tell you from experience, it's going to ruin the planet. We're going to take out Musk. We're going to enslave all the men. They're going to do physical labor that we would normally have robots do. And then we're going to take the women and children. And the women and children are going to live an okay life on like a farm, like in like Antarctica. Like they're going to stuff them down there so that
we're sending your mom to a farm where she's going to be taken care of. So that we can continue
to procreate and there will be more adult males for them to enslave.
It's a theory. It's an interesting theory. I guess it could go that way.
My question is, why would the aliens come take over our planet if they didn't have a robot crisis on their own?
Right. What would be the benefit?
Or I guess maybe their planet was getting ready to explode, because I guess planets can do that too.
Planets will explode if you let them.
And they don't want to go to a planet that's totally undeveloped.
Right, because then they have to do all the work. But again, at a certain point, perhaps you'd create some kind of awesome terraforming technology where you could. Because don't you think that would be better? Like if we're all of a sudden tasked with but if we've got to abandon the planet, find a different one, wouldn't it be easier? I'm just saying.
Theoretically,
if you developed a terraforming device so you could literally just hop to basically any planet, as opposed to going to a planet where there's already a species like humans there that are running things, and then you gotta like fight them and take over their governments, and there's this whole like weird like transfer period that probably takes so long, like over a generation, and then you got all that business to do with. Whereas you boop, 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 drop this thing fucking down on a planet, and now you've got suddenly, whatever you need. It's like, it's basically like a campsite in a tube.
Yeah,
or
but
whatever.
then that's only one. That's only one campsite.
But this would be for the whole planet.
I don't.
This
think
would be able to do a whole planet.
I don't think you could do a whole planet.
You could do a whole. Well, there's in science fiction, like in Dune, they have devices that terraform planets. And it takes a while. But, you could...
How long's a while?
Well, in Dune, I think it's like... Depending... Like 100 years or something? I don't know. It's tough to remember. But...
That's the same thing as... What if you don't have 100 years?
Well...
What if your planet's about to poof?
We don't have to use the terraform device from Dune. In this hypothetical, we've created the perfect terraforming device. I'm saying if everything worked out exactly the way we wanted. No, but I'm saying
probably should. There you go. Make a terraforming device. That doesn't seem like something that could actually exist to me, though.
Well, maybe not yet, but I think one day it will. But there's a lot
of. If there's one, all right, I got a question for you.
Okay.
If there's one piece of technology from sci-fi that you could just poof into today, what would it be?
Goddard, the robot dog from Jimmy Neutron.
Give me a real answer. Because I know mine without even a slight question.
What?
No, you go first. I don't want...
the Spy Kids thing. The Spy Kids microwave. You put something in there and then it's like, boom, just like that.
Yeah, like McDonald's.
Yeah. But it's not even made with all the regular gross-ass McDonald's shit. It's some kind of cool, maybe even it's like a plant-based thing or whatever. I don't know.
High protein, low carb.
Yeah.
It's good for you.
It's basically like a...
But it still tastes like McDonald's.
Yeah, it still tastes and looks like... It's basically like a paste that they mass produce, and then depending on certain functions of the microwave or whatever have you, it takes this paste and it'll make whatever kind of food you want.
McDonald's would never allow that, though.
Actually...
Unless they were getting royalties.
Exactly, which they would. And that's how that system would kind of work.
Teleportation. Without even a question.
Right.
Like, imagine if just from all the time now you could just be like, all right, going home.
What?
And you're just home.
How do you see not...
you have to drive
How do you see not, like, technically working, but, like, what do you envision? Are you, like, standing on a platform? Are you going into a tube?
I think it would have to be pretty Star Trek-esque where, like, every building would have... a platform, and then you'd have a platform in your house. You know what I mean?
Oh, so it would work kind of like a fax machine. Like you'd punch in the number to the corresponding platform that you want to go to.
It's the Flu Network.
Flu Network
Yeah.
from Harry Potter.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
Diagonally.
But you just do a code instead of having to say it out loud. Or eventually it could get to voice command. But then, anyways.
Yeah. You throw flu powder.
Yeah.
You have to say. You have to pronounce it very.
Oh, of course. Well, you don't want to end up at
Diagonally.
Nocturne. You don't want to end up at Nocturne Alley. That's a bad move.
Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley. But
Did you say Diagon Alley?
yeah, teleportation would be cool. I wonder what the drawbacks of that would be. Like you'd probably have everybody would teleport to work, so you would have to stagger everyone's arrival. So you would have a time where you'd have to get
or like an
there
office
every
space
day.
would have like a mass teleportation landing spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like in your home,
Yeah, you have kind of like a
the average
singular or
person maybe
whatever.
has one. The rich folk maybe have like a teleportation device that can move their whole family at the same time, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
See, that's complicated.
4 to 5. But then,
So is it like so you already said it's like the full Star Trek, like that sort of thing.
yeah, it just
Okay.
it like scans you in one place and
unscans you in another.
unscans you in the next. I got a story.
About teleporting?
No.
Oh.
Dude, this temperature in this studio is out of control.
Sorry, boss.
Here's my story, and I'm gonna try to get through it with as much energy as I can hope to tell
Jesus,
it
okay.
because of the temperature.
All right.
I gotta
Why don't you take your sweatshirt off?
because then I'd be in the nude
You have
because I already have no pants on.
Well, that's the rule. That's the studio rule. No pants in the studio.
So Monday was our dog's birthday. Happy 8th birthday to Nala. All pure class. One of the best dogs out there. We'll leave that at that. We don't need to get too much in the dog. I know you're not a dog guy.
Okay.
All right. You hate animals. You hate love. You hate affection.
Only some of that's true.
So Nala's birthday on Monday, and I'm like, hey, when I get home from the office, I'm gonna take Nala on a little birthday walk. Like, get her a little. She loves walks. So I'm gonna get a walk in. We'll
Stop the process.
celebrate her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it was probably like 6:30, and it's finally starting to get a little bit lighter out at night. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like when I got here, even today, it was like just before 6 o'clock. Like the sun was still pretty much up. So when we left, the sun was still pretty much up. I knew by the time we got back, it was probably going to be dark. But I'm like, all right, I had a mental path in my head that I was going to take on said walk. So I get started, and as I'm going, so I'm more than a few blocks away from the house, and there's like a cut through path from the street that I was on that would get me back to my street, and then it's like a straight shot back to my house that's probably like half a mile long. And the path it's not like wooded, but it's just like open field. And across the street from the path too, when you get to the other side, it's just straight open field. So it's like a very open area, and there's always a lot of deer there, which is the preface to my story. So I get to the path, and by the time I get to the path, it's pretty much sundown by now, and there's no street lights along the path because it's not really like it's a weird path. But I'm not so much worried about that. I'm just walking. So I go down the path, and I get halfway down the path, and I see these I think I can see these two shadows, like these two dark shadows, and I'm like, fuck, like I think those are deer. I'm like, I don't want now to go chasing after the deer, but I'm like, I'm already this far. Like, if I turn around and had to walk the same path, like way I came, it was too long. So I'm like, that's fine. Like, maybe they'll scurry away as they see now and I coming. So we start getting closer and closer, and now I'm close enough to them. I'm probably 25 feet away, and I can see very clearly that they're deer, and there's one on the left side of the path and one on the right side of the path. And Nala sees them too, but she's just doing her thing. Like, we get deer in our backyard all the time. She'll bark at them, but it's usually not a big deal. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to, I'll just keep Nala close on the leash. Won't worry about the deer. Andy, I get within probably 15 feet of these deer, and the deer on the right starts to like sees us and starts to do like a little hop away, and I see it kind of hopping like towards the other big open field. And now I can see the big open field. I'm not kidding you, and I know this is going to sound like an exaggeration. There were 30 deer.
Wow.
In like a semicircle. On like cuz they were all eating something on the ground. So they were all like this, like bunched up, but like kind of like in a semicircle, like 30 feet away from me. And the one deer is kind of scurrying back to him. But the other deer is staying put. And now I'm probably 10 feet away from this deer. Like, I'm like, this is the closest I've ever been to a deer, probably. And there's these 30 deer, 30 or so feet behind that. And as I take a few more steps, like, they start to look up at me and Nala. And they see us. And Nala's not barking or anything. She's, like, still sitting there. But I'm thinking in my head, like, I didn't know if I wanted her to start barking or not. Because I think my original thought was, okay, if she starts barking at all these deer, they're probably going to run away, which, great. But then I thought, like, if she starts barking at these deer, and, like, I couldn't tell because of the darkness if there was baby deer, if there was, like, bucks with antlers over there. Like, I couldn't tell the whole scenario. So I'm like, dude, if she starts barking at these deer, and because there's so many of them, like, one thinks, like, yo, I'm going to shut these fuckers up. Like, if a deer charges at Nala, like, I'm going to fight this deer. So I moved Nala from her leash being in my left hand, in my right hand, to in my left hand. Because I'm thinking, like, if a deer charges us, like, I got to hit it with a right. Like, I'm more confident in, like, sidestepping it and punching it back to the right. You know what I mean? And, like, kind of jawing the deer. And I think that would rattle the first deer's cage. But once I hit the first deer, this is what's going through my head. I'm at a standstill. This is all within like 10 seconds. I'm 10 feet away from this deer. I'm like, if I hit this first deer, is it going to piss all the other deer off? And then all 30 deer are going to charge me? Because I don't think I can take on 30 full-size deer. Yeah. Like, I don't think that would go well. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, dude, am I going to be the first person ever to, like, die via, like, deer pack attack? Like, am I about to die via deer?
No, you're getting
on
jumped
a walk with my dog because it's her 8th birthday. Like, these are all the thoughts that are going through my head. I tried to get a video. I really couldn't because I was on high alert. Like, I didn't want to, and it was chilly, so I had gloves on. So I didn't want to, like, really put my guard down to record all the deer just in case one, like, raptor style, like, focuses here and then the one comes at me from the side.
Yeah.
Because, like, they were spread, like, I thought I was going to have to fight a deer, and 2, I was worried that I might be the first ever to die via deer. And I did make it out alive. The deer were very respectful. Nala was very respectful. But when they all started to, like, stop eating the grass or worms or whatever and like, stare at me, it was like 30 deer staring at me, and I was pretty freaked out. Also, because that movie that I was talking about the other day, that one I never finished, about the end of the world.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I can't remember.
With the cruise ship. And
with Ethan Hawke in
yes.
the Netflix movie.
There's a scene in that movie when they're at that house where they're like they hear something that, like, the animals are all out of whack because all, like, the frequencies and stuff like that. And the little girl's in the backyard, and there's like 60 deer just in the backyard staring at her, and she's just staring at them.
Shit.
And, like, I ended up literally in that scenario, and I'm like,
this is how it happens.
I don't know what the fuck to do.
Damn.
Dude, it was the video's so bad.
That's kind of nuts.
Let me see. I'll show it to you. I thought I was going to have to fight a deer. And I literally, like I said, I moved the leash from my right to my left because I thought I was going to have to jaw a deer with my right. I thought I was ready to throw a right at a deer. So I'm just going to show you the whole video. It's very bad. I'll show it to you. So, like, let me click play here. So, like, I'm coming off the path here. And, like, those are all deer. And then you can't see it, but that's the big field where there's just, like, deer everywhere. Like, so they were all huddled up there. That was, like, that was after I'd gotten. So it was right here where they all were. Like you can see them kind of distributed as we kind of rounded the corner. They were like, they're good. They're just chilling. Yeah.
I must say that the space that the deer were occupying was much less secluded than I thought it was going to be. Like, what I'm saying is, if you did get stomped out by all those deer, there would be witnesses.
Yeah,
like a lot of people
pretty,
would see you get your ass beat by those deer.
Like because it's like an empty field, and I don't even know why it's empty. We probably could put your restaurant on it, and then it's like back to suburban.
Yeah,
like the city,
development,
whatever. Like just grid streets everywhere, and that's why this one path is very convenient because, most deer I've ever seen in one place. That's for dang sure.
That's pretty wild. Nature's reclaiming the earth, brother. How many deer do you think you could take? It would depend.
With Nala or without Nala? Like,
without
do I
Nala.
have without Nala?
And of course they would have
I would take more. I could take more without Nala. Let me clarify that.
Because you wouldn't be worried.
Yes.
Right. That's a big thing. You'd
and
be
like
trying to
Nala,
protect her. She's not going to help. Yeah.
How many deer are we talking? Antlers or no antlers?
Well, I think if it's antlers, then
the number goes
win.
down.
Yeah. I don't think I could beat up a single deer with antlers because antlers really scare me. Like antlers do freak me out, and they're dangerous. Yeah, they're super sharp.
No antlers.
How many lady deer could you beat the shit out of?
Well, it could be a male deer that just shedded its antlers.
100%, and that's what we're telling the cops.
Deers without antlers.
You got to remember, they got the hind
legs. Do I
legs.
have to kill them, or like I just have to get them? I just have to get them
away
you
just
from
have
me?
to. Yeah, you could just.
You
don't have to kill them.
If 4 deer came at me, like I think I could, because
you're surrounded on all sides.
Yeah, but I think like without antlers, I don't think they're gonna do as much damage to me.
Of course, but any animal
but I don't think their instinct
is
going to be to charge me backwards and kick me.
No,
I think they're going to try to ram me as if they had antlers. If one rams me in the back, like I'm not saying it would feel good, but I don't think it's going to really fuck me up.
I don't know.
So I think like it also depends on how they decide to fight, because this is a big bone I have to pick in movies. Like whenever there's a movie scene and there's like a super tough guy, like did you ever see Roadhouse?
Sure.
The new one?
No.
Okay, never mind. Maybe this happens in the old one too, or like I feel like it happens in every Mission Impossible movie or like movie like that. It happens in Jack Reacher, the movie.
Yeah, big time. I think I know what you're gonna say.
When like it's one really tough guy and then like 6 other guys like are in the bar and like we can kick your ass. Like let's step outside, and they step outside, and then the 6 other guys all go one at a time.
Yeah,
like. Dude, fucking swarm all 6. Like, yeah, you might swing and hit your buddy on accident, but if you send all 6, dude, like, he's not getting out of there.
Yeah.
Like, if you patiently wait there like this while your buddy gets the shit kicked out of him, and then you charge.
Foot
like,
Clan style.
He's gonna
Everybody's
fuck you up. Yeah. Like, dude, if all 6 of you just attack the dude, what is his options?
Exactly, but, then...
Yeah, then it ruins the movie. Exactly. But so it depends on how the deer attack. If the deer attack movie villain style, for sure I could take 4. If they all 4 come at me at once, it'd be a lot tougher. And I think deer would attack movie villain style. I think that's like a primal thing in the animal kingdom. Like, no, let's let this guy show his worth. Oh, he's dead. Let the next guy show his worth. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Right. Because at first they're thinking maybe this guy will take out the alpha for me.
I wasn't thinking so much that. I was just thinking like, hey, let's let the alpha. And then they're like, fuck, I'm the next alpha in line. I got an alpha now.
Oh, so it's not a great thing?
I'm the 3rd alpha.
Damn,
now I have to be the alpha. Or like maybe I fuck all the deer up and then I am the alpha. And then
King of the deers.
I'm king of the deer.
Deer king, king of the deers.
Deer king of the deers. That would be kind of sick.
That would be deer would be a very cool animal to be king of, I think. I don't know if it'd be a lot of people's first choice. I think there's something like respectable about it. I think there's something cool about deer? That. What?
Ticks.
That's true. You'd have to get them all tick collars.
Yeah.
But as
deer king,
king of the deer, that could be something that you could
tick collars.
Focus on in your first term.
Yeah, and that's how I would get elected. Like, you know how in Black Panther they do the fight at the river?
Yeah.
I would have to fight a big deer, and I'd be like, "Ibombe, Ibombe, Tikkaler,
Tick collar.
Tikkaler." That's a chant I was
It
saying.
rolls right off the top.
Dude, Ibombe is electric.
Yeah, that movie's good. They're going to
I never watched
recast
the
T'Challa for the Avengers Doomsday stuff. He's gonna be like a variant or whatever, like a multiverse thing. But
I'm out. I'm out. Marvel lost me.
they just today the new Daredevil TV show got released.
Not gonna
Mostly,
watch it.
I've heard really good things. Well, that doesn't seem like it was really up your alley in the first place. But I'm talking like
I wish they could.
Could be good.
I know
Could be
I've said
good.
this before, but
Could
I
get
wish they
things
could
back
just
on track, I mean.
recreate the Marvel universe with the
doesn't
old
that
guys.
sound boring though?
No, because it was so good the first go around.
Talking about doing the same movies,
No,
same stories.
yeah, but the problem is it'll never be the same because we know we know Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I wish they could Men in Black Flash us and then re-release like a Marvel Cinematic Universe with those characters played by different actors.
I feel like we have talked about this before.
We
but
definitely it's on my mind.
no,
all
not
the
this.
time.
What I'm about to say.
Oh.
Which is if there were one thing that you could fully mind wipe and then experience again, as far as like a book or
That's
a movie
easy.
or a TV show, yeah, what would it be?
White collar. Not even
Right. That's why we've talked about it before.
It's not even close. It would be white collar. I would erase that from my memory in a heartbeat. I would quit all my jobs. I would fake my own death, and I would sit in a room and I'd watch all 7 seasons.
Ugh. Neil Caffrey. Who's that? Can you imagine? Whoa.
That'd be so.
That would
Dude,
be scary for
I
me.
am so jealous of anybody who doesn't recognize the name Neil Caffrey. What a fucking life you are living. Because you have, I mean, that's a blank canvas.
It's a
You're Pablo Picasso, baby.
You're Mozart sitting down at the keys for
Fuck,
the first time.
dude. All right, should we do the Who Winner of the Week?
Yes. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World versus Tommy Callahan and Richard from Tommy Boy.
What's Richard's last name? Because he's not a Callahan.
No, he's not. I don't know
Richard
what his last name is.
Richardson.
I don't know if he has a last name.
I'm going to look it up.
Go ahead.
You can start. I'm going to look up Richard's last name.
Well, we've actually done Tommy Callahan before on his own.
Really?
Yeah, against Jack Black's character from School of Rock. That was way long.
Are we
time
allowed
ago.
to repeat?
Well, because now he's in a duo, it's a completely different thing.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, really? Then I wish I had brought it up before.
Yeah, for sure. But that's all right. I mean, we're already here.
Okay. I think it's a different thing if you do, because
I don't like that none of the people in the Tommy Boy cast have last names at all.
well, that's how movies work.
But even Tommy Callahan isn't listed as Tommy Callahan. He's just listed as Tommy.
Because they put it as like what it says in the script, and you're not going to write Tommy Callahan for every line of that guy's dialogue. You're just going to write Tommy because you know that
Trent
that's a
McMullen
character.
played by Frat Boy. And Dean Marshall played Frat Boy.
Oh shit!
And Michael Cram played Frat Boy.
Michael Cram. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
And I've never heard it.
Yeah, me neither.
But he's in known for To Catch a Killer, that new Netflix movie.
No shit.
Or that
Michael
new movie
Cram's
that-
still working? Good for him.
Known for
I'm glad he's out
The
there.
Birch, a TV series. Flashpoint. That was a popular show, wasn't it?
I think so. I've definitely heard of it. But enough about Mike Cram, legend Mike Cram,
Yes.
cinema legend. Richard is a coward. That seems evident to me.
Yeah, but he's a dick.
He is a dick.
And I think
And-
that works well against Wayne and Garth.
You're right, especially against Garth, I think, which is probably going to be the matchup because, Richard and Garth are kind of like the sidekicks to Wayne and Tommy. So you have the sidekicks facing off against each other, and Garth definitely seems like the kind of guy that Richard could, punk on.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, but
I think
you're not recalling maybe I'm putting words in your mouth before we're getting into it, but that's not true of Garth at all. That he's not like that. I don't know when the last time you watched the movie Wayne's World is or any of that stuff, but Garth is like, so to refresh your memory, specifically there's a scene at the beginning of Wayne's World when they go to the rock club and this guy is in Garth's way, and Garth is like, "Excuse me, I'd like to get by now," and the guy's like, "Get out of the fucking way, punk." So Garth goes, "Okay," and he goes to his car and he gets a belt that he made that is a taser, and he electrocutes the guy to the point of like burning, and he goes, "Excuse me," and like steps over his electrified body. That's what Garth is. Garth's a bit of a silent killer, unassuming. And he can move. Like the Foxy Lady part. Ding, 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 ding,
I got to
ding.
back this whole segment up right now.
Okay.
Why did you hit me with the, I don't know if you recall, but you're wrong. Like, did you try to put me in a box there about my Wayne's World knowledge?
Yeah, which is why I put that credit part, because I did want to get out what I was saying, but I do recognize that what I was saying maybe was not the exact opposite of what you were saying, because I just want to make sure that
What did I say? I don't know what I said.
Well, just when we were talking about the idea of Richard completely owning Garth. You were like, yeah. But that's not actually. It would look like that to Richard. I just want to make sure we're on the same page with this. Maybe it would look like that to Richard.
I see what you're saying.
But that would not actually be the case, because Garth is a very unassuming legend.
You did try to arrogantly big league me with your knowledge of Wayne's World.
Yeah, but I tried to do it. I didn't want to be arrogant about it. I didn't want to be.
Way to do it.
No,
I'll allow it. You're right. I haven't seen the movie Wayne's World in a few years.
I don't think. Well, I don't think that I personally could have done it in a way any more polite than how
Emily,
I did it.
Can we roll the tapes in this scenario? Because did he not intentionally say like, "Yeah, I don't know how familiar you are with Wayne's World, but what you just said was so wrong."
Basically, that is what I was saying, but I think I said it a little nicer. Don't put Emily on the spot for this, man.
I couldn't tell if you were correcting yourself or him.
No, I was just making sure. I wasn't trying to.
That was a nice way of saying, yeah. You what's up, Richard?
I was trying to.
You think that's why they named him Richard in the movie?
Because he's a dick. I mean, it all
Probably.
fits. It all works out. Anyways, I apologize for any rudeness.
All right, keep going. I don't accept.
Tommy Callahan, just because he's played by Chris Farley, the athleticism that is in a body of that size, I think is going to be a huge problem for Wayne and Garth. And honestly, I think that at the end of the day, Tommy might be the full deciding factor.
Well, and I don't think that, not that exact scenario happens in Tommy Boy, but I don't think that a taser. So okay, so let's say Garth pulls out the taser belt and tasers Tommy Callahan. Tommy Callahan falls flat on his face. And then they both kind of go to start cornering Richard. I think Richard's instant reaction then is hands up, like, I don't even like that guy. Like, you guys can kill him if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And while he's saying that, Tommy Callahan gets up and, like, double fists over the top of their head. And they get no neck.
Yeah. They do full-on Scooby-Doo no necks.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I literally only bring up the Garth thing because I know he, like, the way he speaks and stuff. He seems like a meek, very, very meek character.
But you're saying he's got some juice.
He's got 100%. He is the juice. He kind of is the juice.
Socrates.
Yeah, he's pretty much that. He's pretty much that sort of thing. See, we haven't talked about Wayne at all, which
I don't even know
because
which one
I don't
is
know.
Wayne is Dana Carvey.
No.
Garth is Dana Carvey.
Yes, with the glasses.
Blonde hair.
Yes, that's Garth.
Wayne is dark hair.
Yes.
Okay.
And Wayne, I mean, because Wayne just seems like such a regular guy, whereas the other ones are so much more. There's a lot more character to them. And also, like, to your point about
stoned all the time?
No. They're just like, they're just metal. They're just metalheads. But no, they don't. But they don't do. They're never doing drugs in the movie or on the sketch or anything. So you can't say that though because there's no. True.
I forget that started from an SNL sketch.
Oh yeah. Probably the most successful movie to come out of a sketch ever. What?
No, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Thinking about what direction I want to go. And also thinking, I don't know if we've done it, but there was a better matchup for this fight. That was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Which we have done Bill and Ted versus Troy and Abed from Community.
That's why. Fuck, what a good fight that was.
It was.
And that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah.
Do you have any finishing points on Wayne for me? Before you tell me I'm wrong,
I'm not
whatever I say.
No, Matthew, I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'll say something stupid so you can dunk on me again if you want.
I don't think I dunked on you. Maybe it was a layup or a nice mid-range shot, but there's no way it was a dunk.
Over a Kia. I was over a Kia.
I just am not sure how much of a factor Wayne really is in this fight because he does. I mean, being a metal guy, again, we see them going to like rock clubs and stuff like that. Like he's used to crowds and things, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who, if he gets nudged, would like nudge back hard. And when you have a guy like Tommy Callahan, who's just this big dude who's kind of invulnerable, like he gets a lot of shit thrown at him in the movie Tommy Boy. He's very resilient physically. I mean, he's kind of just a force of nature in his own right. It's really hard to beat him.
I think he. All right, so let me play this out. The original scenario happens. Garth zaps. Wayne and Garth corner Richard. Richard cowers. Tommy gets up. Hits Garth over the head. Garth goes down. And then Wayne is like taken back by it, and then Tommy Callahan's like, "Oh gee, I can't do a Tommy Callahan, but an oh gee, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt him."
Oh, that's interesting.
And then goes like everything's okay. Goes to hug Wayne, and accidentally snaps Wayne's neck in a hug, Lenny style from Of Mice and Men.
That could happen.
I'm taking Tommy Callahan and Richard.
It's just so difficult to beat a Tommy Callahan type.
Yeah, guy's a specimen.
Yeah, and I honestly
and I think Richard. No, I know, but I'm just saying.
No, it's strange.
I think Richard's original confidence and his original dickishness will play a factor in how the whole thing plays out ultimately as well.
Okay.
Like, because I think before Tommy gets zapped in this theory, Richard would be full court press, dick.
Yeah,
mode.
big time.
Yeah,
and I also think that if either Wayne or Garth, mostly Garth, like you said, were taken out first, I do think Wayne would also kind of have that thing like, whoa, hey, all right, Wayne and Garth, their partnership seems much more codependent than Tommy's and Richard's.
Yes.
So when you're having a tag team match like this, unfortunately, that even if you might be on the same page a little bit more, it looks like it's going to be a detriment to you. So, of course, I'm taking Tommy and Richard as well.
Clean sweep on that. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Tommy Callahan and Richard from Tommy Boy versus Wayne and Garth from
Wayne's World.
Well, then all I could think of then was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure because I said the title out loud.
Yeah, basically. I mean, Wayne and Garth from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, it wouldn't have made sense.
No, it all works out.
Andy, what do you got for me?
Well, we've talked so much movie news, but there is something that I did kind of want to get your opinion on.
Better not have anything to do with a fart comic book.
No, it doesn't. That has not come out, by the way.
Yeah, good.
But it will, and I am bringing it here. That'll be a fun episode. But there's oh God, maybe I should talk about this instead. Well, we'll start here.
No, I'm only giving you one. No, I'll give you two.
No, don't give me two.
I'll give you two.
You can't give me. You can't give me any rope because I'll hang myself on whatever you got, brother. Oceans. There's gonna be a new Oceans movie with the OG crew. I'm talking Damon. I'm talking Clooney. I'm talking Pitt.
I didn't know
Ocean,
that.
Danny Ocean, he's diving back into the water. The whole crew's getting back together. I think probably even Don Cheadle, I assume, who's the explosives guy.
I
Basher.
like that guy too, yeah.
His accent is
fucking
insane, though.
What about the nail polish guy? He's the dealer. Like, he always...
Oh, Bernie Mac?
Is that who that is?
He's the black guy?
Yeah.
He's dead. He died, years ago.
Oh, didn't know.
Like, not too long after.
Because I like that guy a lot.
Yeah, he rules. Frank is his character name in that movie. Yeah, he's
What
fucking
about-
so good in those movies. But
Yeah, why are you
but,
laughing?
well, because he's kind of famously dead. Like Bernie Mac's kind of famously dead.
He's so dead.
Yeah, like he's like
Yeah.
he's kind
But
of
that's the thing is
yeah.
like he was so funny and like damn, we didn't get more Bernie Mac.
yeah.
R.I.P. to Bernie
He's
Mac.
one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
another good possible title for this episode. R.I.P. Bernie Mac. I honestly, yeah, I think that's what we're
Yeah,
gonna have
for
to
sure.
go with.
Because respect.
But I'm gonna look up
What
what year
about-
he died real quick.
There's another guy too, the older gentleman.
Carl Reiner. Guess which one died fucking first though, brother? Because Carl Reiner died last year or some shit like that.
Fuck.
Hold on, let's see.
Because that's the third one, right? Where Carl Reiner gets screwed out of that new casino, and then they're like, "Fuck, we gotta hit this guy back," and they fake the earthquake. Brad Pitt's character pretends to be a seismologist or whatever.
Right. I don't know. The third one
I
I
totally
think I've
made
seen
up
the
seismologist.
seismologist.
Yeah, because the first one they hit
Geologist.
the 3 Benedict casinos.
Of course,
The
the Mirage,
Bellagio,
the Bellagio, the
and the
MGM
MGM
Grand, and the Mirage.
Yeah, and then in the second one, it's the Black
that-
Fox, the Night Fox.
The Night Fox, yeah. That's number
And
two.
Benedict gets them back, and also Benedict is dating Danny
Tess.
Ocean's. Yeah, Tess.
So,
And then the third one is what's that guy's name? The old guy.
Carl Reiner.
His character gets into business to do a casino with his other casino builder guy,
Mhm.
and everybody tells him not to because the guy's a bad guy, and the other guy screws him out of it at the last second, so they ruin that casino launch.
Okay. Yeah, the third one is the one that I've watched the
It's good.
least. Yeah,
It's
I
good.
gotta. So Bernie Mac. Well, so Carl Reiner died in 2020. Bernie Mac, 2008.
When did Oceans come out?
2001.
Fuck.
No, maybe
R.I.P.
it was
Bernie Mac.
2000. I'll look that up too.
R.I.P.
Do you remember that movie Life? Yeah, 2001, Ocean's 11. Do you remember that movie Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence? We watched it.
Vaguely.
Yeah, but Bernie Mac's in that, and he's so funny in it. He's on the poster. That's an underrated movie. That movie is really good. I
Dude,
rewatched
that
it like
fires me
last
up.
year.
They're making another Oceans. Because
But,
you know what?
Yeah.
I'll say it. Oceans 8, not a bad movie.
Yeah, that's not controversial. I like Ocean's 8 a
I
lot.
know, but like,
Well-
you'd think like.
Well, I think only because the Ghostbusters that they did with Kate McKinnon
Yes.
and Kristen Wiig, like that just was not a great movie, even though everybody was really funny in it, including Chris Hemsworth. But I think a lot of people when Ocean's 8 came out were like, "Oh fuck, we're doing this again."
I
But
think
that
Ocean's
is
8
not.
maybe came out before the female Ghostbusters.
Ooh, I'm gonna say it didn't, but this is for me. This is a time of my life. I'm having a great time. Because I think that was the situation. No, because I don't think Awkwafina, who's in Ocean's 8, was famous when Ocean's
When
when the lady Ocean's 8 could be close. Ocean's 8 came out in 2018, and then Ghostbusters
Yeah, I can't really remember.
2016 was
Fuck.
Lady Ghostbusters.
Thought I had him.
Yep, I knew it.
Thought I had him. I would not have guessed 2016 was Lady Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that feels about right.
Yeah,
Um,
that fires me up though because that is the type of movie that doesn't come out anymore.
True. But I think because that obviously the Ocean's movies were such a hit, they really like
Every time I fly to
brought
Vegas,
back that genre in a big way. So I think there were a lot like remember on the heels of Oceans, like even that movie 21, which is
Great
a great
movie.
great movie. But like and Rounders, another great movie. Although Rounders came out before Oceans, didn't it? Now Rounders was
I don't know,
98
but
or
I fucking
99.
love
and that's
Rounders.
like
Yeah.
round, like, and
I
that's
guess that's a little different,
what's his name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
And Eddie Norton.
Rounders, like I can't. I've
John-
never been able to get through it. I
Really?
started it like 3 times,
Interesting.
and it never.
I wonder. I mean, one day maybe you'll watch it and you'll think
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah, I
good
mean, they
because it
are
is a
just
good
like-
movie. But
Dudes playing poker.
right,
Because
so I guess that's,
John
21.
Malkovich is in it, though.
21 is a sick movie.
that's right. Yeah, 21, probably underrated. Although I mean, the people who have seen it really like it, but I don't know if everybody's seen it.
Yeah.
It feels like it was such
good
a
movie.
moment. But yeah, I think they just kind of like there was a lot of stuff coming out on the coattails of Ocean's 11, and they were obviously not done as well. So I think it kind of fell the wayside. But I will say,
What about 12 and 13?
well, that's different because it's building on that franchise
Okay. You're saying other standalone movies tried to recreate. Okay.
big time, and some of them are great. But one thing that we got that's like a standard from all these heist movies, we know this is a trope that's been like made fun of a million times, is that thing where someone's like, one more job, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Like Rick and Morty had that whole episode where it was like pretty much the only line in those episodes were. But here's the thing with this. So the new Ocean's movie, what I saw was George Clooney said that the whole movie is about them being like too old to pull off another job, which I think is kind of what's going to make the movie good, because now the most famous trope from that genre is what this entire movie is going to be. And I think that might be a good thing.
So,
or it could be a bad thing. But I think in
I'll
this
say a few
case,
things.
it's going to be great.
one, Tower Heist,
Another great flick.
and then
Very different, though.
very, and then Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves, all unreal heist movie. I'm very excited for this. What I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead.
There's a movie. Have you ever seen Inside Man? Spike Lee movie.
Yeah.
Clive Owen stars. You have to watch it, Matthew.
I'll check it out.
You will. You'll really like it. Matthew, you have to.
I will.
Inside Man. Everybody DM Matthew and tell him to watch Inside Man.
Ghost.
True. If you can track him down.
Last thing I'll say, because I was gonna say this, is every time I fly to Las Vegas, I watch all the Ocean's movies.
No way.
You have to.
That's pretty cool.
Like, what better way to get ready? Because two reasons. One, maybe while I'm there, I get a tickling for a heist.
Yeah.
Two, let's say I'm sitting down at the tables, I might see one going on. I might be able to say to the person next to me, like, don't freak out, but this casino is getting robbed.
What a dream come
That's
true.
what I'm saying. That'd be so sick.
Don't look at me. Keep your eyes on your cards.
Yeah.
Millions are out the door.
Yeah.
That's
Andy,
pretty sick.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.